G'day folks, Connor here, back with another video. Today we're talking about the Canon R50V and 5 reasons you should not get it, or at least 5 reasons you should consider before getting it, because it's not all beer and skittles. Now the Canon R50V definitely represents itself as a beginner's vlogging camera, content creator's camera. Did they miss the mark? Did they exclude people on purpose? You might wonder why, and I certainly do. And it boasts some appealing features like 4K 60, C-Log, amongst others. I mean, it really is quite good when it comes to video recording. And the first reason I'm going to give you ties exactly into one of the main reasons you should get it. So you might want to get it for the 4K 60 or 50 frames per second. Okay, here we are on the Canon R50V 4K 25 frames per second, and I just want to show you the damage that 4K crop does. So like I said, it's a 1.6 crop on a CMOS sensor, and then again we go another 1.6 times crop when you go into 4K 50 or 60 frames per second. So I'm just going to switch to that mode now. Okay, so this is cropped in straight up 4K 50 frames per second as opposed to what it was 4K 25 frames per second. This is 18 mil at full arm's length, so you don't really get much room to play after this. But if I turn on Stabe, because this is a little bit bouncy right now, so I'm going to turn on Stabe and you'll see there's even more crop. But I can assure you, 4K 60 on this is like 3 times crop, not 1.6, because you've got a CMOS sensor, which is 1.6 times crop, and then you put on 4K 60 and you get another 1.6 times crop. So you're talking huge crop, which is fine if you want to shoot video of something far away. But it's not cool if you want to shoot indoors in 4K 50 or in a closed-in environment. You're going to need some super wide angles. So the crop is killer, man. It's absolutely ball-tearingly killer. And that's without stabilization turned on. If you turn on stabilization, it's even more cropped in. And then if you turn on enhanced Stabe, oh my goodness, you might as well just get out the telescope at this point. Okay, this is 4K, 50 frames per second with stabilization on. Not enhanced Stabe, just stabilization. And I haven't changed anything else. We're still at 18 millimeters on the CMOS sensor. So you're getting some massive crop now, and all of a sudden 18 mil is becoming unvloggable. Like, you can't, this is too close, it's too tight. It's not a vlogging mode. The stabilization might be on, but I really don't think it's that good. Now let's go into stabilization enhanced mode. Okay, here we are. This is 4K, 50 frames per second, enhanced stabilization on. So you're probably looking at about a 50% crop right now. It really is pretty atrocious, if you ask me. Now the stabilization might be good, but you can't vlog like this. Well, maybe you can. What do you think? What do you guys think? Can you vlog like this? Is it too much cropped in? For me, it's way too cropped in. I'm not impressed with it. I really wouldn't be vlogging with this. I'd be using the DJI Action Cam or something like that. So it's unfortunate. So that could be a deal breaker straight away for the Canon R50V. Crop upon crop upon crop upon crop upon crop upon crop upon pop up pop up pop up. Just say the 4K 50 crop isn't a problem. My second problem is a deal breaker for me. It's the one reason I cannot use the Canon R50V. Now I shoot 2 types of content, video and photo. And my photo is street photography, and I'm doing a lot of composition, and I have my camera up here all the time. Even when I'm just doing ad hoc street photography, just spray and pray, I'm still actually using my viewfinder 80 to 90% of the time. Maybe if I'm doing a bit of a sly photo on the side, you know, shooting from the hip, then I wouldn't be using the viewfinder. But for all other situations, I use the viewfinder. Even when I'm shooting video, I like to use the viewfinder because it gets me nice and locked in with my personal tripod, being my arms and my elbows tucked into my body, and I can hold it there and shoot. But it's hard to see everything up close and personal. So for me, it is an absolute deal breaker. I need that viewfinder. If I'm watching this video and someone else made this video, this is where I switch off. No more watching. I got no viewfinder. Good night. Now, my third reason could be a real deal breaker as well. Now, one of these might break the deal for you, but all of them together, it's kind of looking disastrous. And number 3 on my top 5 reasons you should not get the Canon R50V is the lack of IBIS. It's shaky as shit.
Okay folks, this is the Canon R50 25 frames per second with full stabilization on. I still don't think it's that stable. This is handheld walking. Now the image itself looks good if you can lock it off, but the stabilization leaves a lot to be desired.
It really is. It's terrible. If you try and film this handheld, you're in for some bad footage. And when you think about things like the DJI action cameras or your phone and the amount of stabilization you get on all these other cameras, then it's kind of shit that it's not in something like this, which costs $1,000. The DJI Action 3 cost me like $380, and it's got better stab than this and is amazing for vlogging. So you really do have to consider that.
So 4K, 25 frames per second, stabilization not on, and as you can see, it's pretty janky. I'm not very impressed with it. Once I put the stabilization on, it crops in a lot, and you start to get those artifacts that I've been talking about for a while with the Canon R50 and now the Canon R50V. So at arm's length with no crop, it's pretty wide angle at 18mm, and I think it's doable for vlogging, but you really need that tripod or the gimbal to stop the shake that you're seeing right now. To me, it's a bit of a deal breaker, not having IBIS or some kind of better stabilization.
Now, if you really got this for shooting video and having like the detachable lenses and, you know, rigging it out, so to speak, then maybe we're talking a different story here. But mate, you turn on that stabilization that's in there, this is the digital stabilization, and you've got a pretty significant crop straight away. And you start to get these artifacts that creep in and really make the image look pretty terrible. Now, my fourth reason why you might want to consider not getting the Canon R50V, gee, they really just went like, any photographers out there? Go away. We're not interested in you. And I say that because the camera settings for photography, they're buried away. I mean, you get one camera mode on the dial on the top of the camera. So frequently used camera settings are buried right in there. It's hard to get to. So if you're out doing a bit of run and gun kind of photography, your menu settings for the camera are not easily accessible, and it is going to frustrate you somewhat. I would say for me, that and the viewfinder is just terrible. Like, I love street photography, and I do have the Canon R50. All the settings are there on the screen. You've got the viewfinder, you've got a nice grip, everything. It's just designed amazingly for it. I don't know why they didn't just pimp out the Canon R50. Instead of like adding some stuff in and taking some stuff out, it really feels like they gave us an uppercut. If you're an enthusiast like me and you love photography on the Canon cameras, then you're going to be pretty disappointed here. They haven't given you a lot to write home about, and I would say they've kind of screwed you. So that's my fourth reason out of the way. Let's get to number 5. And look, it's actually to do with the design. It's kind of just like a rectangle, and it doesn't really have much grip on the front at all. And so if you're out walking and doing street photography or doing any type of photography, you really are missing some good grip. And you already have limited grip with a small camera like the Canon R50, but even more so on the Canon R50V. And if you're shooting video with no stabilization, you want to get good grip, but unfortunately, you don't get it here. You can see there's a bit of a hump there. There's something to hold on to, but it's really not that good, and you definitely want to have a wrist strap on as a minimum when using the Canon R50V out there on the street. Now that's for photography or videography. I mean, it really is gripless in that way. It does have a bit of rubber on it and a bit of texture there, but it's not my cup of tea. And also, I've got pretty small hands, but my little finger just hangs off the bottom there. It's definitely not designed for good grip and good comfort and good ergonomics. It's just really a downfall in that way as well. So I would have to suggest you really do a bit of shopping around before you pull the trigger on the Canon R50V. If you kind of think I'm a bit of a dick and you really wanted to get this camera and I've just sort of put a bummer on it, then just consider your situation. Do you never do photography and you just want to shoot video? Then get the Canon R50V if it suits your budget. It is a pretty good video camera. When you take out the stabe and the crop and things like that, it still shoots a pretty decent image. It does have detachable lenses, so you can pimp it out with some serious lenses, and you can also monitor your audio in it as well, and you can shoot in C-Log. So I go into this in depth in this video. I'll link it here. Top 5 reasons you should get the Canon R50V. For this video, it's clear that it's not for me. It is a photographer's nightmare. Maybe you like it. Let me know in the comments down below what you do think about it. Look, even if you decide you're still going to get it, use my links down below and then you can say, hey, this guy, he was honest. He gets my commission. That would be great if you could do that. But you could also do me a favor. Follow my website, connorwatt.com. Here it is here. And also my Instagram, _Connor_Watt_. And that's where I put all my photography. And obviously subscribe here if you want to see the videos I create. That's it. That's my top 5 reasons why you should not get the Canon R50V. Thank you for watching, ladies and germs. I appreciate your time and your eyeballs, and I will catch you in the next video. Check ya.